Hey, how's it going? Mark here. Another Thursday. We made it. I'm not in our office, our San Francisco office. I am in my home office, 10 minutes away. Still in San Francisco. Um, Hopefully everybody is having a good week. We are checking out Atlanta today. Um, so for those of you who are not familiar with my market analysis sessions, every 2 weeks, we take 30 minutes and we check out a new market, new city. These are places that co-buy groups that we're working with are actively looking at or that have been requested by a lot of people who have been following along with these market analysis sessions. Um, so I have actually never been to Atlanta. So this was a fun one for me. I don't know much about the city, so I did some good research. And I started with STR regulations, as I typically do. It seems like a lot of people are interested in purchasing homes and renting them out on Airbnb or VRBO. So we're going to start there because these change city to city. They're super finicky, a little bit hard to track down. However, with that caveat, Atlanta seems like it is a place for people looking for a primary home. So people that are living on the East Coast, maybe a more expensive city like DC or New York, or maybe even like Miami, and they still want to be in a convenient spot on the East Coast. I know Atlanta's in the South, but comparatively, most flights you can get anywhere. It's a central hub. Um, so people are looking at Atlanta as a primary home or primary residence. So we'll take a look at that today as well. Interesting to note, STR regulations in Atlanta are the most unique that I have seen so far. It's pretty cool if you are a resident. So what they came up with was a rule that said, hey, you can short-term rental a home, but you have to be a resident of Atlanta in order to do so. So if you're not an Atlanta resident, you cannot own a home and short-term rental it. Interestingly, if you have two homes and you're an Atlanta resident and both those homes are in Atlanta, you can STR both of them, but one of them must be your primary residence. So one of those needs to be registered as your primary home. So yeah, these are very interesting stipulations, which is very cool for keeping out, speculative investors who just want to Airbnb it. This does not exclude people from not living in not living in Atlanta but wanting to invest there. You can certainly buy a home and rent it out to a long-term renter. So that's anybody who is renting your home for more than 30 consecutive days. So if somebody wants to rent your home for a month, that's a long-term rental. If somebody wants to rent your home out for 3 months, that's a long-term rental. And then traditional renters and tenants are like people who rent for 12 months at a time. So you can still do that. There's no stipulations. There's no regulation around that. You don't need a permit. That still opens the door for long-term renters. We have a couple links here if you want to dive in more. Here's the city of Atlanta STR overview link and their application link. The fees are pretty normal. $150 annual fee and the 8% hotel motel tax. So they're protecting, Airbnbs from taking over the hotel industry as well. So the most interesting STR regulations, and a TLDR real quick on Atlanta before I go into listings. How I evaluated this, the appreciation is expected to be 3 to 4% per year for the next 5 years, kind of across the board, no matter which little suburb you're looking at or part of the city. So it's modest in terms of the cities that we've done market analysis on. It's not a home run, but it's certainly not like depreciating or climbing along or just like crawling along at like 1 or 2%. So the appreciation is there, which is nice. I think that if you're looking at Atlanta in terms of a primary home, this is a great place. I mean, there's so much affordability and so many options to purchase in Atlanta compared to, I mean, any major metro, not just on the East Coast, but on the West Coast as well. We'll take a look at some of the places that are pretty killer for, $250,000, $300,000. You're right downtown. I mean, if you compare Atlanta to like Dallas or Denver, um, or Austin, like Atlanta looks pretty good. It looks really good. It makes me kind of want to go out there and check it out. Downtown apartment lofts are enticing investments because of their affordability that I just mentioned, and you can probably rent them out as a long-term rental. Central location makes it a great home for remote workers. So if people do need to go into the office or show their face in a different city a couple times a month, plane flights aren't that long. And if you are planning, you need to short-term rental a place. You don't want a long-term rental it. You don't want it to be your primary home. You're going to want to look north of Atlanta in Marietta, Georgia. I don't know if I pronounced that right. The STR regulations do not require you to be a resident there at all. So that is a place that you'd want to look if you need to Airbnb or VRBO the place and you're not a resident. All right, with that out of the way, we are going to take a look at Atlanta. So we're using Nestment. Go to nestment.com, create a free account. Everything on Nestment, our product and service is free to use, and we provide data that you'd have to pay for elsewhere. So yeah, completely free to use. Definitely leverage it. So let's start by first looking at Atlanta on a map. So we're going to type in Atlanta. The one thing I am going to do is put a price range. This helps exclude homes that might need too much work, that are under $200,000, and then homes that might be out of our price range. Let's put, Atlanta, after I did some research, let's do $400,000 as our max. And we will zoom out a little bit from downtown, but keep downtown in our focus. Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit. As you can see, there are a lot of options that are, under $300,000, which is pretty cool. A lot of these are going to be apartments or condos, but there are some homes that are still in that range too, that are under $400,000. Let's take a look at this place, 1279 Skyhaven Road. So you can see it's down here in this bottom right kind of suburb of downtown proper, but doesn't look too far away. I mean, this home looks pretty cool from the outside. And I mean, the inside looks like it was renovated or remodeled sometime in the last 10 to 12 years. I can't really tell. But everything looks pretty nice and clean and new. Kind of just ready to move in. Obviously, I don't know the bones of the city or of this home, but I mean, just on inspection, I mean, this is a pretty killer home. And keep in mind, I'm coming from California, so I look at this for $360,000, 3 bed, 2 bath, almost 1,600 square feet, and I'm thinking I want to purchase this immediately. The appreciation is expected to be 4.4% per year, so that's kind of one of the highest areas for appreciation that I've seen in Atlanta. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. This kind of like southeast suburb. If you're looking at this as an investment property and you want a long-term rental it, we can see here that your projected monthly revenue is going to be about $2,300, and all of your costs are going to be about $2,500. So you're going to be out of pocket maybe $200, but you're also going to be owning a home. So $200 to own a home in Atlanta that's appreciating 4.4% a year is a pretty killer investment. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to this Georgia crew that I started, or this Georgia group, because that one I did not see initially. So I'm going to X out here. going to keep scrolling and look at some single family homes. I mean, these are really cool styles. I want to say they're like craftsman style is the equivalent to California. I mean, I love the porches, the simplicity. Like it's very America. I mean, these homes, like this one inside, like this kitchen looks like it just got renovated. I mean, the bathrooms look pretty awesome and renovated as well. Um, yeah, this place is 3-2. Unfortunately, there's no square footage that's put in there, but everything looks like it's like move-in ready. I mean, aside from maybe wanting to do some landscape, I mean, this is a pretty killer place. Again, this place, so this is 3.4% appreciation per year over the next 5 years. Let's see where in the city this one was. Yeah, so you can see this blue icon. It's down here. That one that's 4.4% a year is this area, kind of like Woodland Hills, I would guess. So if you're really going after appreciation and, yeah, this area, uh, you know, meets your requirements as a primary home or a long-term investment, I would look at this area. That place at 3.4% is more in this like Peoplestown, Pittsburgh, Capitol View Manor area. Um, let's look at, let's see if we can see something that's in this north quadrant. I mean, Georgia Tech is up here. This could be a good investment opportunity if you need long-term renters. I mean, college areas and college campuses, you're going to have a steady stream of long-term renters with college students. Let's see if there's anything around here. Maybe this Tech Square area. These look like condos for the most part, but let's zoom in again and see if we can find something that might be a single family home. I have a feeling it might be difficult. This looks like a more industrial area or like being built area. Um, okay, so no single family homes in this like tech area, but some of these, I mean, Atlanta has really cool like lofts everywhere. You can see that this one's in contract. It's $300,000, 770 square feet. Looks like this area is expected to appreciate 3.8% per year. So let's say you bought this place and you were thinking like, yeah, I'd like to have a traditional tenant in here. You're projected to make about $2,000 or $2,100, and your monthly costs, your mortgage and expenses are about $2,100. So in order to own this home, really it's your all-in upfront costs, like your down payment and closing costs, and you don't pay anything each month if you have a renter in there. So you're just making that 3.8% appreciation every year, plus building equity over time. So you can see in 5 years, if you put in $67,000 as your down payment and closing costs, in 5 years, you're expected to have accumulated $135,000 in equity, which is pretty awesome. So your rate of return effectively would be about 18% a year. That's pretty incredible. So it looks like, yeah, this Tech Square, more of these, less of single family homes. Maybe let's see if I haven't been to Georgia Tech, so I don't really know the campus area at all. But yeah, these look like they're all apartments over here. So if you do know the area a little bit better, maybe of an area where there could be single family homes near Georgia Tech. I want to go back to downtown Atlanta because when I was doing research, I saw some really cool lofts that were here. Let's see if it shows some of the ones that I was looking at. Let's go back in here. Let's go to our search grid and see if I can view the ones that I was already taking a look at. Like this is right in downtown Atlanta. It's $250,000 and you get over 1,000 square feet. I mean, this is pretty much a brand new loft with insane views of the city. I mean, I don't know any other metropolitan area where you can find a brand new loft for $250,000. You can see that this one's pending too. I mean, it's a 2-2. Pretty much all of these like lofts that I've been looking at this week in Atlanta, I mean, this is a hot market. A lot are in contract and pending. It's just a ridiculous deal. Yeah, downtown, it's expected to be about 3.8% in appreciation per year. If you got a renter in there, your monthly rental revenue covers your mortgage and your expenses, which is insane. So yeah, there's really cool lofts down here that are very attractive. Oh, here's one that I saved. This one's a little under $300,000. It is pending as well, about 1,000 square feet. This one not as updated or as new as that last one, but pretty much turnkey from the looks of it. I mean, the views are pretty insane of Atlanta. Again, I'm just loving these lofts in downtown Atlanta. Pretty easy to maintain if you have a long-term renter in there, and your monthly rental revenue is covering all your monthly costs, which is really, really awesome. I would even say, hey, let's go back to this loft. If I had one friend and we wanted to buy this as an investment and get a long-term renter in there, um, we'd each be looking at about $28,000 for the down payment and closing costs each. But our monthly rental revenue covers our monthly costs, and we can expect for that $28,000 close to a 22% rate of return per year when you factor in appreciation, your cash flow, and the equity that you're building. That's pretty incredible. So that's why I put this on the TLDR of the PDF that's included in this. It's really mind blowing to see these places. I mean, this one needs way more work. I probably wouldn't put an offer in on this one. It's way darker, looks, maybe it just photographs poorly, but I mean, this one's pending. So somebody put a bid in on it. So I would keep an eye out specifically for these lofts in the downtown area. Let's see if we can see any more. Let's see if any more pop up here. Again, I don't know the downtown area well at all. I've never been there, so I don't know it at all. But in terms of doing research, I mean, I'm really attracted to this area. You can see that this place, $263,000, it's pending. It's almost 1,000 square feet. It's a 2-2. I mean, it has amenities. It's downtown. You can see the skyline. Looks like it's pretty much move-in ready. I mean, a lot of these are of the amenities, not of the actual place. So really, it's just like your preference on what kind of style you like. But yeah, these could make great investment properties or primary homes. I mean, your monthly rent, your monthly mortgage and expenses would essentially be what you'd be paying to rent there anyways. And with the affordability of the home price, I mean, if it's your primary residence that you're looking for, I think Atlanta is a good spot. One of the places that I had mentioned, if you are looking to Airbnb a place, like you need to Airbnb it and you're not going to be a resident, is this suburb of Marietta. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Here, let me zoom in and see if those load. Yeah, so there's more single family homes up here. It's going to be a suburb. Let's check out and see. It looks like I favorited this spot right here. So we do have this toggle in our estimate for short-term rentals, and that will change. That will include the average daily rental rate and the average occupancy that's expected per year. So you can see that this home, I mean, would probably need some work in order to Airbnb it. That's why I'm a fan of those lofts that are downtown Atlanta. They're pretty turnkey. But if you're looking at a home like this in this price range, you're going to be bringing in close to $3,000 a month, and your mortgage and expenses are going to be about $2,800. So your revenue does cover your costs as a short-term rental, but not by much. So if you're looking for like killer cash flow, this isn't going to be like that place for you. But you can cover your mortgage and expenses. This place is $385,000. Let's toggle to short-term rental. Yeah, you can see that for this place, your monthly rental revenue is about $3,000 and your monthly costs are $3,200. So you're still going to be out of pocket. Um, let's see, long-term rental. Yeah, long-term rental doesn't make sense either. But if you plan on like using a place as your primary, but not being there a ton, and you need a short-term rental place in Atlanta, this could be a really good option in Marietta. So you're not too far from downtown. You're like 30-minute drive. You have a home, and then when you're not using it, you can cover a lot of your mortgage by Airbnb-ing it. So yeah, almost all the homes in the suburb are older. I mean, this one looks like it's been renovated inside, but still kind of get like a pretty cool southern kind of like look and feel to the place. Oh damn, that I forgot that there's basements there. Yeah, and you're not going to break the bank. I mean, $335,000. I mean, a lot of these places for under 400K are pretty cool. I don't know a single place in California. I mean, it's hard to find a place in any of like the suburbs of major metros in Texas where you can get homes this nice for around $300,000. So again, this use case in Marietta, it would be if you call Atlanta home, but you're gone a lot and you want to Airbnb the occupancy or the vacancy when you're not there. This is a cool little place, actually. It's only 1,200 square feet, but looks pretty turnkey, like somebody came in and just redid it. Might be a flip, but I mean, considering or pending the quality of work is pretty awesome. Yeah, you can see that this one's pending as well. So keep that in mind with Atlanta. I mean, this is the most listings I've seen that are pending or in contract that I've clicked on that I've been interested in. So that tells you that, homes are moving in Atlanta. People are eyeing Atlanta. You know, uh, it, yeah, this place is pending as well. That might have been the place I just clicked on. Let's check out this kind of cool. I mean, okay, not so cool. It just photographs well. This place needs a lot of work, but it is in contract. So again, I mean, the places in Atlanta are going, they're going quick. It feels like I don't know the average days on market. I mean, this one's active, but that could be a good sign. I mean, the prices are still pretty low, so it could be a good time to buy in Atlanta. It feels like a lot of people are. So yeah, a really cool city. Um, it's worth me. I'm gonna explore it more. I really, really think the downtown Atlanta area is more interesting than the suburbs of like Marietta. So you can see, I put it on this map is the city proper or like the city lines. So you can see Marietta is up here. I mean, anywhere in this downtown area. I think Decatur is probably one of those areas that's looking into. I think in terms of popularity of suburbs, it feels like this northeast quadrant that goes up and to the right is for some reason kind of the more popular suburbs. So I think this freeway or highway is the 95. So anything that goes northeast is kind of a popular area. So I would also check out those neighborhoods. Um, Barack, pending means somebody already bid. Yeah, pending means a bid is in. It doesn't mean that it's been accepted. If it has been accepted and it is going through appraisal and inspections, that will be in contract. So pending means there is a bid on it. And if the seller accepts it, then it will go into contract at that point. Good question, though. We do have a toggle. Let me scroll down and in. Need to get some of our listings to load. We do have this. If you go to home type and show active listings only, it will filter out anything that's pending or in contract. So it will only show you listings that are available. So Barack, you're probably going to want to use that. So any of these homes should be available. Let's just double check here. Yeah, so they will say active. So that means that they are available and they are on the market. Damn, this place looks awesome too. But really good question. If you guys do or are interested in Atlanta and working with us, please let us know. You can email me directly, mark@nestment.com, or I'm in admin mode right now, so I can't show it to you. But when you sign up and go to your group dashboard, there's very clearly a place that says meet a relationship manager. That's how you get in contact with us. You can also kind of shortcut and go to the how it works page and just schedule a call. So scheduling a call, it will either go to Emily on our team, Toshi, or Matt. So if you guys do want to start the process or just like are interested in forming your group, definitely get in touch with us that way. Other than that, I'm trying to keep these to 30 minutes. I have 2 minutes left, so I'm doing a good job. I really appreciate everybody joining today. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of looking at Atlanta. If you guys want to dig in more, just go to nestman.com. Oh, thanks, Paul. Barack, next city analysis, it's TBD. If there's a place that you want me to do an analysis on, please let me know. Yeah, we typically try to pick cities that people have requested. Okay, Fort Lauderdale. Cool. Yeah, we can do Fort Lauderdale for sure. We just did Miami 2 weeks ago, but we can certainly do Fort Lauderdale. I know that Florida is really intriguing to a lot of people, so we'll keep doing Florida. We did Orlando too 2 sessions ago. So Fort Lauderdale is a good recommendation. I think we want to do Tampa also. So pretty much we'll just cover all the major cities in Florida. Nashville we will do. I think we might have already done Nashville, but we can do it again. Yeah, these are great cities. If you have other suggestions, shoot them. Vegas is hard. If you're planning on short-term rentaling, like Airbnb or VRBOing a home, Vegas is pretty much out of the question. They have the strictest, outside of New York, the strictest STR regulations. Like they just don't offer new permits at all. It's, the city is run by hotels and casinos. But if you're looking at it for a long-term investment, there's no restrictions on that. So Vegas might be interesting if you want to get like a traditional renter in there. But those are all good suggestions. I'm going to write them down. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Yes, Florida. Thank you. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining. And have good weeks. Finish strong and have good weekends, guys. Bye, everyone.